Hey folks, just a check-in short video just to get you kind of maybe inspired, maybe motivate you a little bit. So this is the third week of class, and you have already gone through this. So if you get a chance, and you might take a look at some of these check-in videos that I put up. I know that some of the videos that I put up on the lesson have been filmed some time ago, but they're timeless type concepts, and so I on a regular basis go through with the course and change them. So my appearance may look a little bit different. I'm changing. I'm getting older, and maybe wiser, but maybe not. But anyway, I've enjoyed you all in class, and for what that is in an online course. I would... Oh, wait a minute. Let me just... Hey, folks. I hope you're enjoying the class. Just wanted to relay a few messages for you in the weeks to come. There's going to be a few times where I may not be as accessible as I am right now. So, not that you can't contact me. I do some outdoor guiding for hunting and fly fishing, and take people out horseback into the backcountry. And still do that. I don't do it as much as I used to do it, and I enjoy that so much. It's part of my ministry, and also a source of funds, so that my wife and I and our grandkids and kids that live, our grown kids that live very close to us, can move on. And of course, just teaching one class like this doesn't facilitate everything. So I do a little bit of everything, and so you can get to know me a little bit by what I do and how I do it, and how I implement some of the concepts that we talk about in this course. So anyway, I may not be available. I don't want you not to try to contact me, of course, through email, text. A phone call is always encouraged, and that's why I give out my cell phone. So be sure and do that, and it may be a couple of days before I can get back to you in some cases, but in most cases I put you up on a priority, and hopefully that has worked in the past, and hopefully will work for you as well. Those are the only exceptions. I try to make people fit the schedule. I think it's important to be timely, as I mentioned in my last check-in video, and so I want you to go ahead and go through the course material. If there's an exception, overriding crisis in your life, if there's just a question that will affect the outcome of a particular lesson, and that sort of thing, you know, I'm not saying that I won't give you an exception to some of the rules that I've set forth in this class, but I want you to just kind of push ahead. I've tried to give you most of everything that I can think of out of the course of teaching this class in this style for many, many years. And you can always outsource and talk to some of the other people in this course by direct messaging, and possibly using the forum boards that I've used in the upper portions of the course sections, if you want to do that and see if somebody will come back. That isn't always successful, I understand, but that's kind of life, and we're going to run with that And if you have some burning desires, things that aren't being met, then let me know, please, because that's what I really enjoy, is pushing people forward into a life of exceptionalism. This week, we're going to talk about decision making, and that seems like a really boring subject, but if you're in the midst of making major decisions, and we're all making minor decisions along the way, even day to day, but is to be able to actually take a look at them and maybe even separate them from other things that we're doing. So the mind is a powerful thing, and it can do extraordinary things, but it can also take us in places that we don't want to go. Having that mission is going to allow you to focus and say no, as we pointed out in the last lesson. What a powerful thing that is. When you think back on it, and many of the major decisions where maybe even I wasn't successful, but in that I learned that that's not the road I want to be on. I've got to switch if I'm going to build a successful business and a successful life for my family, community, and so forth. But I hope that you take a look at the lesson and focus on it, and apply it for those that are in business. And by the way, if we have a checking account, we are in business. So using these concepts, even when you don't have you don't have a name for your business, it is actually your name. You are in business, and we can start to reflect on it, start to use our finances in a better way, more efficient way, and start to make our decisions. So this is a practice skill, and you will get better over time. You may feel like, and I've been there, you may feel, man, I just can't take one more poor decision in this business. But as you start to edge into success, it doesn't come overnight. Ramsey talks about in many of his books and podcasts and that sort of thing, of the fact that you just turn around one day. And sometimes, most of the time, it takes about 20 years to really feel like a success or be a success. And that's just how it is. And it seems like all around you, people are just, they become an influencer on YouTube, and they're an overnight success and that sort of thing. But it just doesn't happen that way typically. And there are very few examples where it does. So, and we sharpen our skills along the process, and we hone our skills. And decision making is no different than learning a technical skill, or learning mathematics, or increasing our vocabulary, or anything else. In order to get better at it, we have to immerse ourselves in it and study the actual science behind making great decisions. If you want to read a good book, if you're a reader, I've noticed that several people have mentioned that they just love to read. Jim Collins has several books, Good to Great, and several others that he pragmatically goes through great success and decision making by leaders. And I would highly recommend those books that Jim has put together and had for us. So decision making, just to give you just a little bit of an insight. One of the one that goes to my brain most of the time when I think about it is like, if we're going to make major changes and have to make major decisions within a business or life, with a marriage would be a very major decision, then we become we get a little more pragmatic about it. We study our options. We focus on it. And we spend more time with it rather than just make a flip decision. On a farm or ranch, we've got, and you can look at it. If you're a small farm, converting your 20 acres completely into one monoculture, from one year to the next, that may be a huge decision in your financial, well-being. Maybe the way is, and it's described in some of Ramsey's books is the best way may be to fire a few shots, meaning that we apply it in a small area and see scientifically whether or not that actually fits our operations, whether we've gotten the right resources together. We find out more about ourselves and what we can do, what additional resources we'll need. So maybe we put a half an acre or an acre of our place. Or if you have 1,000 acres, maybe you only put in 50 acres the first time you do it, so that if there is a failure in the whole thing, it just doesn't bring the whole building down. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an insight on one of the parts of decision making, and honing our skills and getting better at making great decisions for not only yourself, but the people that surround you, your employees, what I call your team members, and getting into that mindset. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Even if you're in the middle of some of those transitions, and it sounds like a few of you are, that's okay. That's life. Give me a call. I'd love to visit with you about it. I've talked to thousands of people. Maybe can throw some examples at you. And I may not have the answers either, but I may be able to give you some deeper insights than just what a lesson can give you. So have fun with it and take it where you want it to go. Okay? All right. Thank you.